The sun was shining over the grand residence in Charlotte, the domain of Samuel Sterling, a self-made millionaire who had built his empire from the dust of his childhood poverty. The world saw him as a man blessed with everything: wealth, power, a beautiful mansion, and a glamorous fiancée who was the envy of many.
But fate has a cruel way of tearing away illusions. On a day he was not expected to be home, Samuel returned early, stepping quietly into the marble halls of his residence, only to witness a sight so horrifying, so heart-shattering, that it froze his blood cold.
His beloved fiancée, Olivia, the woman he believed to be the future of his life, was raising her foot in fury and striking at none other than his elderly mother, Helen,
who stood frail and trembling with her walking stick, too weak to defend herself.
That single moment ripped the veil off everything Samuel thought he knew about love, loyalty, and trust. Samuel had always been a man of deep values, even while drowning in success. Helen had been the foundation of his life. She raised him single-handedly after his father abandoned them, working 3 jobs just to keep food on the table.
Through years of sacrifice, she never let her son feel poor in spirit, even when they were poor in pocket.
When Samuel built his fortune later, buying sprawling estates and luxury cars, he made sure Helen had everything she deserved: comfort, dignity, and love.
But Samuel also longed for a family of his own. Your support helps us share stories that illuminate profound truths.
Before we go deeper into Samuel's heartbreaking journey, if you believe true worth is found in kindness, if you believe the genuine love stands stronger than any illusion of perfection,
then please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Third Person View, and share it with someone who needs a powerful reminder
that true character is revealed not in public, but in how we treat the most vulnerable.
That was when he met Olivia, a woman of striking beauty, refined taste, and charisma that could light up a room.
She seemed gentle, attentive, and perfectly attuned to the role of becoming the partner of a millionaire. Helen welcomed her at first, though her heart often sensed a shadow lurking in Olivia's smile. In truth, Olivia had grown up desiring wealth and status above all else. Her attraction to Samuel was not rooted in love, but in the life he could provide.
While she charmed Samuel, she grew cold toward Helen, seeing her as an obstacle, an inconvenience, a reminder that the fortune she sought came tied with family responsibilities she had no patience for. When Samuel was around, Olivia played the role of the perfect, loving fiancé. But when he traveled for business or disappeared into long meetings, Helen would find herself at the mercy of Olivia's scorn.
She would belittle her, hide her medicines, and treat her with disdain. Still, Helen never complained, for her greatest fear was burdening her son with pain or making him choose between them. She bore the cruelty in silence, hoping love would one day soften Olivia's heart. But on that fateful morning, Samuel canceled his business trip early.
He wanted to surprise Helen with her favorite flowers and spend a quiet afternoon with her, away from the constant rush of his corporate world. As he entered the residence, he walked softly through the hallway, following the faint sound of raised voices. When he turned the corner of the grand staircase, his heart stopped. There stood Olivia, her eyes burning with fury, her foot striking out at Helen, who stumbled with her walking stick, nearly losing her balance.
And then came the words, sharp and poisonous. "You're nothing but a burden in this house. Why don't you disappear already?"
The bouquet of flowers slipped from Samuel's hands. In that single instant, every illusion shattered. His fiancée, Olivia, the woman he once believed to be his forever, revealed her true self. His world tilted, and a storm brewed inside him. He rushed forward, his voice trembling with rage, his eyes burning with betrayal. Olivia froze, her face draining of color as she realized she had been caught in her cruelty. Helen's eyes filled with tears, not for herself, but for her son, who now stood on the edge of heartbreak. The days that followed were some of the hardest in Samuel's life. He ended his engagement immediately, his heart heavy but resolute. Olivia, desperate not to lose the life she had clung to, tried to plead, to cry, to justify her actions. But Samuel's decision was final.
His mother's dignity was not negotiable. News of the broken engagement spread like wildfire, shocking everyone who had admired their glamorous relationship among Charlotte's elite.
Many could not believe the fairy tale couple had collapsed so suddenly. But Samuel knew that beneath polished surfaces, true character is revealed not in public, but in how we treat those most vulnerable. Samuel devoted himself to Helen after that day, determined to heal the wounds she had suffered in silence. He rearranged his entire lifestyle, spending more time at home, ensuring Helen felt cherished every day. They would sit together on the balcony at sunrise, sipping tea, sharing memories of simpler times. He realized how much he had overlooked while chasing success, how often he had left her alone with the very person who hurt her. The guilt weighed on him, but Helen, ever gentle, forgave him. "You came back when it mattered," she whispered one evening, her eyes full of love. "That is enough for me." But Samuel's story did not end in heartbreak. In the months that followed, he began to see life with clearer eyes. His empire no longer held meaning if it was not built on kindness, respect, and genuine love. He grew closer to his employees, ensuring their families were supported. He funded charities for elderly care, dedicating his resources to help those who had no one to defend them. Helen became his partner in these projects, her wisdom guiding his steps. Slowly, Samuel's heart healed, and though scars of betrayal remained, they became reminders of the lesson he had learned.
Wealth can buy many things, but it cannot disguise cruelty, and it cannot replace true love.
As for Olivia, her world crumbled without Samuel's fortune to sustain her. She had gambled her future on greed and lost everything in the process.
The world she desired rejected her, and she became a shadow of the glamorous figure she once was.
Meanwhile, Samuel thrived not in wealth alone, but in the richness of love and respect that surrounded him. This story reminds us of something simple yet profound. Kindness is the true measure of worth. Beauty fades, money shifts, but the way we treat others, especially the vulnerable, defines who we are at our core. Samuel's life took a painful turn that day, but it led him back to what mattered most: Helen's love, the foundation of his being. And through his pain, he became not just a millionaire in wealth, but a millionaire in heart. If this story moved you, if it left an imprint on your heart reminding you that kindness is the true measure of worth and dignity matters more than money, please like this video,
Subscribe to Third Person View.
And share it with someone who needs to remember the enduring power of unconditional love and integrity.
Your support helps us continue sharing narratives of heartfelt transformation. Before we close, I want to ask you, Samuel made an immediate, resolute choice to stand by his mother and sever ties with Olivia.
If you were in his place, do you think betrayal of this magnitude leaves any room for forgiveness or compromise? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read them all.